Hello there, dear viewer. I hope you're finding a lot of cool new games during this Steam Next Fest. I know I am. Right now, I'm gonna delve into a little title called The Horror at Highrook. According to the Steam page, it is a card crafting narrative RPG with occult investigations. I already like the sound of each of those words, especially together like that. Let's jump in and see how good it is. Gonna select a save slot. The game auto-saves at the start of each day and when you exit to the menu. Okay, so no saves coming. I understand. The Highrook estate. Highrook, an aristocratic area of cold rock and rain, a melancholy shadow overlooking the port at Black Sands. At the summit of its grey cliffs lies the crumbling edifice of Acheron House. Ooh, really nice transition effect. This is the Acheron family. Once respected by the city elite, the Acheron family fell from grace to become the subject of snide remarks and scornful whispers. Lord Acheron was a prominent book collector, whose increasing interest in the occult saw him driven from respected academic practice. It is rumored he turned to the Seekers' Communion for support, shortly before his family's enigmatic disappearance. Well, that doesn't sound good. The Seekers' Communion is a secretive organization of mystics, seers, and exiled scholars. This clandestine group supports occult practices across the city and facilitates a black market for arcane goods. Officially banned by Black Sands Council, the collective continues its work in the shadows. The vanishing of a noble house, however disfavored, cannot go unexamined by the council. The Black Sands mayor, Lord Elliston, has commissioned a cross-guild team to investigate. A dilapidated stagecoach deposits the party at Highrook. The rain echoes eerily through the empty halls. That was some stern-looking mayor. Possibly has shady dealings himself. Chapter 1. We hide in the shadows of the world beyond. Adage of the Deep Spire Church. Ooh, looks very nice. Almost like a board game. Welcome to the Horror at Highrook, card crafting cosmic horror board game. You control a team of investigators sent to examine the disappearance of a noble family from their ancestral home. To discover the family's fate, your team will have to overcome a wide range of challenges, combining their skills with special items in order to create new tools and escape dangerous threats. Highrook House is a place of mysteries, and you are encouraged to experiment in order to solve its puzzles. Try performing tasks with different combinations of cards, characters, and locations. There is rarely a penalty for failure. And if you reach a dead end, turn your attention elsewhere for a while and try something else. A small set of introductory tasks are listed to the bottom left to help you get started. You can close this window now and work things out as you play, or you can read the other sections listed to the left to learn more about the game systems. This guide is always accessible from the in-game menu, so you can return to it at any time. That is appreciated. Let's take a little look at what we're dealing with here. Move the camera with right mouse drag. Okay, now we are currently paused. We can zoom with mouse wheel. Okay, we got a team of 3. Got Ethicus Hawk, Scholar Vitali, and Mechanist Astor. Let's see, they have Injury, Fatigue, Madness, and Hunger. And they have their skills. Looks like they are very diversified characters. Kinda wish to know what these skills entail. Okay, we start with the Council Missive. Okay, you gotta click a card to work it. Dear investigators, by order of the High Council, you are granted license to commandeer Highrook Manor and its associated facilities. You have been commissioned to investigate the disappearance of the Acheron family, the owners of the estate, who were reported missing several days ago. The Acherons were well known in the city, and their vanishing is concerning, especially considering a rumored affiliation with the Seekers Communion. Please treat any evidence you might find as confidential, and report immediately to the Council when your task is complete. A news report is included to provide further context on this unusual event. Lord Mayor Elliston. Ooh, we got little lower bits here. I see Mayor Elliston is as conceited as always. His presumption that all city events require his involvement is so tiresome. I suspect that Bleakhurst has been involved more for political point scoring than out of respect for our knowledge. But perhaps I can track down the books that Acheron borrowed from us last year. Vitali sighs and rolls his eyes. Indeed, Vitali, I am equally tired of Elliston's petty machinations. But the High Council provides us with the bulk of our funding, and as such, we are obliged to respond. At least they have provided us with some tools to begin our work. We should take this supply crate to the machine room where I can extract its contents. Okay, nice little tutorial embedded. I don't much like Elliston either, but he pays well. I certainly don't trust bookworms like this Acheron chap. Nothing but trouble in all those old tomes. Atticus shuffles impatiently. Let's find these upmarket fools and get out of here. Spoken like a true Oddwether. Vitali shakes his head dismissively. Don't worry, my friend, you will be away from the bookworms and back with the woodworms soon. Fewer insults, more action. Our remaining colleague, a doctor from Cairncross, will be joining us tomorrow. We should prepare for her arrival. Esther draws a mechanist key driver from her belt and approaches the crate. Okay, so our investigators have their own personality. I suspect they're going to keep bantering as the game goes on. Well, that was a little wonky. What did I do? Got a rather forgiving amount of temporary storage here. Got something called a composer. I suspect this is where I can combine cards. Let's see, so all of these are logged currently. Looks like each place can have one person and one of these kinds of cards. Let's see, we got a Sandville Gazette over here. Little bit of information here. The Acheron family, one of the city's most notable houses, have disappeared under suspicious circumstances. A delivery boy from Direwich Market discovered the family's absence when he arrived at their Clifftop Manor a week ago. Entering the building, he found the property abandoned and in disarray, as if witness to a violent storm. The Acherons were nowhere to be found, and their servants, a maid and warden, were also missing. The High Council announced that it has commissioned a cross-guild team to investigate this disturbing disappearance. Alright, I can send this to records. I suspect that's gonna remove the card. Okay, and this here is the records. I see, so we can read it anytime. Got one supply crate here. Okay, so working with this, we would need one of these skills, which is devices. And either Ethicus or Esther has one of them. Oh, I see. Looks like you cannot move them. Once they do something for the day. Okay, let's get the time moving. Now, move the supply crate into the task slot. And then move the character with the matching skill. Click on the room. Don't need time for that. And then start task. Let's see. The acrid smell of engine oil permeates this space, propagated by hidden fans and snaking ducts. Mechanical computers hum softly, anchored with cables like metal roots, their punch card ports eager for data. Really nice little description of the places. I can already tell this is going to be a rather immersive game. I love those. Okay, so we got the task here, which is the crate, and our solution is to put Esther here. Okay, we could put some support cards down the line, but not for now. Oh, and here we have a little description of a skill. Devices, the ticking clockwork of souls and seasons. Okay, in progress 2, I suppose that's gonna be ours. Currently there isn't much to do. Okay, so this fills up right here. Actually, can I do anything in other rooms? Got a dining room here. If I were to put you in here. Okay, so without a task, this will do nothing. I see. What do we have here? Found an equipment note. Following items have been packaged and assigned to your team. Please use them as instructed. Got one spyglass here. Intended for use in hunts or expeditions. Got one night lamp. A soporific nightlight from the mechanist workshops of Venatus. Its gentle hum and soft light promotes slumber, even in disturbing surroundings. And got a library codex, provided by the scholars of Bleakhurst. You Catalog of archive filing systems and nomenclature. Good luck in your investigations. Quartermaster Lavinia. Alright, so I suppose we're gonna give these to each of the characters. Okay, we can perform tasks with these cards. Okay, this needs this focus. You have that. Right, looks like fatigue is slowly building up, along with hunger as time goes on. Probably gonna do something in the kitchen for that. Right, let's see. The act of sleeping reduces the fatigue of all characters present in the room. It may also provide us with inspiration for these two skills. So the night lamp has infinite use. That's good to know. Let's see what happens here. I see, so we're going to use the night lamp to go to sleep. Let's not do that just yet. Okay, let's put you... Actually, let me see something. Okay, so looks like actually doing stuff. Gets your fatigue faster. Let's see, what can you do with the codex? Boxes of artifacts and trinkets weigh down the dust-laden shelves, some locked and others spilling open. Between the creaking stacks, books and folders lie piled in moldering heaps like papery stalagmites. And the memory skill. To package the present into words and photographs, to fossilize thoughts in psychic amber. Oh, I really like the language of these descriptions. They're just perfect. Really brings to mind the Fallen London Games or Book of Hours, all of which I dearly like. So Atticus goes to the cliff top with a spyglass. It's kinda like Cluedo, isn't it? Putting people in places with stuff. The freezing cliffside is punctuated by sparse grey trees and treacherous paths. Scrawny goats and ragged seabirds weave in and out of the salt mist. The smog of black sand rises up in the distance. Let's get you going right there. Okay, so it looks like the card gets locked down once you commit to an action, so you can't accidentally remove it. That's really nice of them. So for now you have nothing to do. Let's resume time here. Let's see what we found here. Atticus found a moon grain, an ancient grain with its dry stalks supporting rough spiked ears, cultivated and cropped with the pretense of making stodgy bread. Its less Puritan use is for fermenting a strong home-brewed liquor. Okay, now we got something to eat. Also found a raven's cap. These ink-stained button mushrooms represent the darker side of foraging cuisine. When eaten raw, the rubbery flesh can prompt vivid hallucinations or stomach pain. Would-be gnostics and cheap lotus eaters often resort to this plant as a free source of short-lived visions. We could eat a handful of these raw in the dining room if we are feeling lucky. Consuming these mushrooms raw can provide inspiration, but can also make you ill. Okay, we can have maximum of one of these, so no stacking, single use. Transient. Looks like it's gonna go away after a time. And the sensation skills is voluptuous decadence, where flesh separates from mind and sinks into its own rewards. I can't get over how good the writing already is. Oh, hello there. Found a booster matrix here. It is a support card. Gives one devices. Machine overload card traced with mathematical logic and yellowed with time. When used in mechanist devices, this item can aid calculations and improve performance. It is single use. Let's put you into temporary storage, because there isn't much space in these rooms individually. Let's send this to records. Here we go. We're gonna use the night lamp when it's actually night. Okay, you have skill with cooking. The kitchen, the least noble yet most welcoming room in the manor. Its ancient stove still functions well enough to allow meals to be prepared and drinks to be brewed. I have a feeling that others should be present here, and then everyone gets to eat. And since there is time, let's try doing all of these again. Doesn't seem like we're getting more things by having higher skill. Okay, found some raw meat. We can cook this in the kitchen. Found tracing charcoal. +1 to mysteries. Ooh, found a seeker's letter. Dear Gideon, your efforts have been noticed. You are new to the communion, yet we already sense great potential in your practice. As discussed, we will aid you in your work and provide such guidance as we can. In return, you must follow that guidance and pledge yourself to our order. As you are aware, Highrook rests above the Black Sands under coves, a network of subterranean smuggling routes and hidden chambers. An old seeker sanctuary still lies within those caves. Descend and locate this shrine if you can. We believe objects of great power still remain there, hidden in that gloom, the communion. Okay, so there is something spooky going on in this place. But, you know, I always found it a little funny when stories talk about all these secret places. Like, they aren't really that secret if you can talk about them, right? Okay, and it looks like you can only have a single task at a time. Okay, how are we doing? Fatigue is slowly building up. Hunger is quite slow. Let's start you in the kitchen. See what happens. Both of you gentlemen can do your thing again. Alright, let's see. We cook the basic meal. It is not tasty or fragrant or even very warm, but it is sustenance. You can all eat this together in the dining room to reduce hunger. Oh, that's convenient. We can do just that. Okay, 8, 10, 12% hunger. Doesn't say how much this will help us. Okay, we're in the dining room. What should be a convivial space is ruined by the presence of disturbing claw marks across the main dining table. Well, that's always pleasant to find. Let's eat a little. Takes 1 hour. Let's see, found the catalytic powder. It's +1 to substances. And found a note here. From Simon. Yesterday, Pa made me get some weird necklace from the cave under the house. Down there the tunnels get all twisted. It was scary. I think maybe smugglers left it for him. Pa said not to put it on, but it was shining when I dug it up, like a red star. I wanted to wear it really bad, but it hurt when I did, like nettles all over. I took it off quick. It's in the chapel now, and Pa goes there at night and makes strange sounds. Like he's crying. I worry he is putting it on, and it is hurting him like it hurt me. I hate it. I want to throw it away, but Pa says no. He's grumpy. He shouted at me the other day for doing drawing in his study. So now I play outside now. I don't mind. I like watching the birds, but it feels extra cold today. Okay, I am going to assume that Simon is the son in the family. Looks like he's a little simple, bless his heart. Maybe he's too pure for the evils in this place. Got one tracker's guide here. Extra support. How to find the salt hair, the broken twig, signs of the storm, where the wild things may be. We have uncovered a selection of expeditionary notes that might serve to aid our exploration of the cliff tops. Alright, now, my question becomes... Okay, so a single meal restores at least 12% hunger. Okay, Esther has some path. Currently you have the least fatigue. Let's try one with you. Alright, let's see. The task itself needs 1 path. You have 1. If I use the tracker's guide, Okay, doesn't look like it registers. Maybe we're going to unlock those slots. Interesting. We can go like this. Oh, wait. I forgot to start the archives task with you. Okay, something appeared in the kitchen here. The shadow of a child is here sometimes. His presence flickers like a candle. Increases the madness level of nearby characters every hour. So it's a good thing we don't need to use the kitchen today. He says getting raw meat that needs the kitchen. So you're going to stay here for another 2.6 hours. Okay. You're at 30% fatigue. 29. I'm going to wait for you to be done. And then put everyone to sleep. So one raw meat keeps for about a day. That is good. What do we have here? Study code. A slip of creased card inscribed with neat lines of numbers and symbols. It appears to be a key code of some kind. On the reverse surface, the image of a key is stamped in blue ink. Alright. We're gonna do this tomorrow. Okay, you have the skill for this. Oh, I see. The task itself doesn't need the skill, so anyone can do it. The mattresses are uncomfortable, and the bed linen is moth-eaten, but sleeping here still offers some respite. It's gonna take 2 hours to sleep. They are pretty light sleepers then. Okay, you're going away. Okay, let's see. So fatigue goes down by at least 30. And somehow got the gift of the monkey. Single use, source of inspiration. Now you can study code. And still, the support cards don't count here. Alright then. Let's start you on the task. You go back to the archives. And you gather stuff. Okay. Current task is to decipher a book. So we're gonna need to find a book for that. Oh, we have unlocked the study. Ah, so if the card close like this. We have to. Look at it. To whoever finds this note, do not follow my path. You will not find us. They have their threads in us, all of us. They pull and we cannot resist. If you seek us out, you too will be lost. If I can, and before it's too late, I will close the doors. I will shatter the gates and scatter the fragments. And I beseech you, do not follow. I have made such errors of judgment, such acts of vanity and greed. And for what? This does not bode well. The first evidence of Lord Acheron we find, it's a garbled, paranoid rant. Perhaps Gideon was trying to escape the chameleon's grasp, or perhaps his occult obsessions really had driven him insane. Esther looks disturbed. I ain't no detective, but perhaps the Lord was up to no good, and this is him trying to cover his tracks. Atticus' brows knit together with suspicion. He could be trying to set up someone to take the blame for whatever happened to his family. Or maybe he just went mad, sitting up here with all his weird books. Do not be so quick to judge. Lord Acheron was an accomplished academic. I don't think we can simply dismiss his writings as the blabblings of a madman. I feel there is truth in his words, disturbing though they be. But it is too soon to say what this outburst really means. Right, send this to records. We have found a simple trowel. A crooked trowel, tarnished with age and spotted with rust. The scratched metal blade is dented, but the sharp edge is still strong enough to bite into the frosty soil. This has the root's skill. Seeds stir amongst wooden fingers, clutching at the soil. So we have to dig something up here. Also, what is this? A piece of the puzzle. A fragment of something more. The dark traceries and dislocated symbols offer only a glimpse of what the whole might be. So I assume we're going to need to find other pieces of this, put them together. The plot thickens. Right, who has... Of course, Atticus has the physical skills. Need to wait for that. Perhaps we should focus our efforts elsewhere. Okay, I think I got it. I should have gotten one of these from gathering, but because you can only have one of these, this action doesn't yield anything yet. Alright. So we cannot stockpile food and just go without gathering for days. Alright. Here we have a cryptic journal. A small folio of notes and diagrams scribbled in Lord Acheron's distinctive hand. It is written in a more complex cipher than previous entries. And it needs 2 levels of mysteries, candlelit investigations, and quiet revelations. Of course, you have mysteries, and you alone. But you have level 1 in that. And I happen to have some tracing charcoal. Okay, I think I understand. The support cards only count until you meet the required level. So you get nothing by trying to over-level. Okay. Seems like every action takes about 2 hours. While that's going on, Atticus can dig a little. The crumbling courtyard is intended to keep visitors at bay, and delivery is shattered. Crimson brambles scramble chaotically across the neglected herb garden and clutch at the cracks in the old stone walls. Oh, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit before cooking. The music's pretty good too. Really sells the mystery. A little bit of spookiness. Okay, it looks like the echo randomly appears in a room. So it might become a problem until I learn how to keep my madness in check. Ooh, found another fragment. Let's see, another Seeker's letter. Dear Gideon, the fragments of lore you are compiling are symbolic shards, scraps of shattered knowledge. They may seem incomprehensible in isolation, but gather them all and absorb their lessons. Only then, when you assemble the whole, will a new rite will be formed. The opening eye, the ashen hammer, the crimson chalice, the fallen sky. Each incantation opens the mind to deeper power and knowledge. Persist, brother, you are close to communing with the first circle of Nibiru. Once the eye has been opened, you will truly begin to see the glory that awaits. Alright, so there's gonna be multiple layers to finding these symbols. Another one of Gideon's notes. Simon's illness is worsening. The communion tells me that the only cure lies in pressing onwards, but I have already unleashed things I never wanted to see. This morning, the spawn of the first circle came again, writhing putrid grubs, spilling out of the cracks in the boards. I do not know how to appease them, and I am so tired. Things are becoming untethered. In my fatigue, I have mislaid the Valha satyr, or it has mislaid itself. I must begin to hide in the tools and ritual fragments. I cannot have my family fall prey to their effects again. Looks like you were too late with that. Okay, what did you find? You found a dream leaf. Fragile rose with a crown of deep purple petals. Concoctions made from this delicate plant are rumored to instill vivid dreams and nighttime visions. The city's mystics often endorse its use as a catalyst for seances and fortune-telling. You're gonna need a lab for that. It is currently logged. Away you go. Okay, found a rusted box. A delivery case of mottled metal. Its small size indicates that it might be used for transporting documents or stationery. The winter months spent beneath brambles and leaf mold has caused its lock to rust and seize. It will require some persuasion to open. So, let's persuade it. I happen to have Gift of the Monkey and the booster matrix. which is exactly what I need to get this open. Okay, Atticus can cook. Let's cook some meat here. Let's see if there's anything I can gather from here. Introductory steps are complete. You have completed all the introductory steps provided. Well done. You should now be able to continue your investigations without assistance. Got some helpful hints here. Refer to this guide from the in-game menu. Match attributes for items, rooms, and character skills. Read card and room descriptions for guidance. Try different combinations of items to fulfill task requirements. If a task seems impossible, keep exploring and try again later. Keep an eye on your character's health and well-being. Good luck. Thank you, game. Okay, so this is day 2. And our 4th member has arrived. Dr. Caligar. Really nice Plague Doctor getup. Apologies for my late arrival. I had to visit a patient in Direwich yesterday. The fellow had developed Coxin's compliance. Bones like rubber, most intriguing. Dr. Caligar's fingers lace and unlace. Coincidentally, my guild was summoned here recently to tend to the Acheron's son. He was suffering from an unusual infection. Unfortunately, my colleagues were unable to diagnose the cause. Dr. Caligar, your late arrival is of no matter. We have barely unpacked our own equipment. The mansion is somewhat disturbed, the various chambers are inaccessible, sealed with mechanist locks. I believe that one of these locations might house a simple laboratory that you could make use of when we gain access. Ah, I suspected as much. My colleagues sensed foul play when they visited here before. Lord Acheron was adamant that our team should not investigate without his supervision. Luckily, a junior analyst had the foresight to retain the laboratory code. We should be able to gain access using the copy I have here. Very smart, Miss Caligar, but it don't surprise me. You were as sharp as a blade when you fixed up me and my crew from Keel fever last spring. Saved us from a right wrecking, you might say. Atticus seems almost coy. I owe you one. If you need any alchemy supplies or help with shifting stuff, just let me know. Okay, the doctor came with a lab code. And I need the machine room for this. Let's see. You do not actually have device skills, so you can't even do your own job. You arrived here with 50 fatigue. And you have alcoholism. If the addiction is not fed, the sufferer suffers, as they often do. The character will suffer an injury each dawn unless they have drunk alcohol in the previous 24 hours. Staying sober will eventually remove this condition. Very interesting. So I could use moongrain to make some liquor for her. Ooh, what's this? Dream Draught, a tonic frowned upon by the dispensaries of Cancross Yard. It is said to be a powerful soporific, and one that elicits wild dreams. Caligar studies the bottle, swirling the contents around as if to incite some response. Lord Acheron grew this plant for a reason. If we were to use it in place of the night lamp before sleep, we might find out why. Okay, so there is what we must do. A chemist's bottle holding a swirling blue liquid. It smells faintly of dusk and rainfall. The herbal brew within is rumored to spark vivid dreams. If we are daring, we might replace the night lamp with this brew and see what dreams will come. Repeated doses will prompt different dreams. Alright, so we are going to get something out of that. No. Already found some matching ones. Got another booster matrix. These probably work the same way as any other. So I'm probably gonna have to keep a list of what we can find with these basics. Okay, found a meal. We can probably go most of the day without eating. Have a delivery note here. Dear X, please find your order enclosed. Firstly, the soporific draught you requested from Cancross. Be aware that its effects can be quite potent. Take a dose in place of your usual nightcap to encourage exotic dreams. Secondly, the Vellum from the Spire Library. Our operator could not retrieve the entire folio, but did extract the page you described. As usual, there is no return process should you decide that the item is not what you require. We must also remind you that it would be imprudent to mention this or any of our transactions in public. From initials SM. Interesting. Okay, this looks like the basic gameplay loop. Opening up places in the house and investigating stuff, and slowly working our way towards finding all the mystical fragments and putting them together. I'm really enjoying this game. It really brings to mind how you unlock the books in Book of Hours. That is a really well put together game. Considering that this is a game made by a solo indie dev with just a little bit of help, it already feels like it is going to get close to that point. So I am really excited about this. I will definitely keep this on my wish list. If you like games like this, I'm gonna leave the Steam link down in the description so you can wishlist it yourself. If you like this video, consider leaving me a like. It helps more than you know. And I'm gonna be back with something else the next time. Until then, have a nice day.